Who's ready for an exciting episode of Will Luna buy this makeup? She's a cheapskate. Anyway. Hey guys, today I'm here to do a Will I Buy It video, and I don't know if Samantha March was the first person on YouTube to start Will I Buy It, but she's the person that I saw doing it first, along with Liv Loves Her Makeup, so I will just give credit to them. And now Delia's here. Oh my god. Delia! They're so hungry. And we're back. You know, I don't have any kids, but I do have pets, and I think that's good enough for now. So where were we? We're gonna do a Will I Buy It someday, because if you watched my last video, you'll know that 2018 is a no buy or extremely low buy year for me. So the immediate answer to all of these is no, I won't buy it. But some I am never planning to buy, and some I would like to buy in the future when I'm able to. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. First up is the Tarte Foil Finger Paint Palette, which is $39 at Sephora, Ulta, and the Tarte website. And while this palette is beautiful, the packaging and also the colors inside, I'm gonna have to say nope on this one. It's Tarte's Rainforest of the Sea formula, which a lot of people like, but I don't really enjoy it. I've never liked it in any of the palettes that I've tried it in, but I do like the Amazonian clay formula. And so that alone is making me not want to buy it. And also, instead of having 4 large pans, I would have much rather seen, let's say, 8 smaller pans to give you more variety, because even these two colors, Gold Coast and Sea Glass, look very similar in the pan. I don't know how similar they are in real life, but just looking at the picture on the website, it looks like those are very similar. And then the two under Stargazer are just glitter top coats, and I know I would never use those. So to pay $39 for 3 shades that I may use, 2 of which seem very similar, it just doesn't seem worth it to me. So I'm gonna have to pass on that one. Next up is the Violet Voss Hashtag Palette, which retails for $45 at Sephora and the Violet Voss website. Delia, get out. And I'm gonna say maybe later on this one. I only have one Violet Voss palette currently. It's the Laura Lee one. I would still like to try something else from Violet Voss, and I do like the color selection in this one. I don't really see any deeper brown shades that I would use to like deepen up the outer V or anything like that. And realistically, I probably have these colors in other palettes somewhere, so that's why it's a maybe later. We'll reevaluate towards the end of the year and see if it's going to be one of my 6 eyeshadow palettes that I'm allowed to purchase. Next up is the NARS Narcissist Wanted eyeshadow palette, which retails for $59 at Sephora, Ulta, and the NARS website. And the color selection in this really draws me in. I think it's really beautiful. They're colors that I do like to wear. However, it's very monochromatic. There's not a lot of variety within it. And it's expensive, so for almost $60, I just want to see a little bit more variety. I also have the Narcissist Reloaded palette, and that one I don't think is bad quality. It's just not my favorite eyeshadow formula, so there's another reason that I will not be picking up this Wanted palette. Stop being a terrorist. So next up is the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Shade and Define Duo Eyebrow Pencil, which is retailing for $7.99 on the BH Cosmetics website. And I will definitely be picking this up when I run out of my eyebrow pencils, because the one that I use from BH Cosmetics is currently my favorite eyeshadow pencil. And this one is double-ended, so you get the best of both worlds. You get the little micro pencil on one end, and then you get that kind of triangle teardrop shape on the other end. And I like having both of those, and I like the idea of having it in one product, and it's really affordable, so I'm definitely going to be picking that up when I run out of eyebrow pencils. Alright, next we have the Too Faced Life is a Festival collection, and I'm going to give this whole collection a nope. So nothing about this appeals to me, not the eyeshadow palette, not the stick highlighters, not the lipsticks. This collection is launching February 15th, by the way. None of the products look like something that I'm really going to use, so I'm going to pass on that whole collection. Next is the Too Faced White Peach palette, and that retails for $45 at Sephora and the Too Faced website. I really enjoyed the Just Peachy Mattes eyeshadow palette that they came out with. Initially when I saw this, I was excited about it, but the more I looked at it, the more I thought it was just kind of boring, and I see some glitter infused shades which I don't enjoy at all. I think that if this was another all matte palette, or maybe even if it was an all like metallic palette to kind of complement the original Just Peachy Mattes, then I would be a little bit more excited about it. But I know they did just release the Chocolate Gold palette, which is, you know, all metallic shades, so that's probably why they didn't do that. But I'm just not excited about it, so I'm gonna have to say no and pass on it. Next we have the Balm Matchmaker eyeshadow palette, which will retail or is retailing for $29.50 on the Balm's website. I know it launches sometime this month, so I'm not sure if it has already launched or not. It's likely to be good quality. I do have the Balm Nude Beach palette as well as Meet Matrimony palette, and both of those have good quality, so I don't have any qualms about that. But again, the colors are pretty standard, and I'm sure that I have all these colors in other places, so I'm gonna say maybe later for that one. Alright, I have one more eyeshadow palette to share with you, and then we'll jump into the things that are not eyeshadow. So the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette will be releasing in March, and I'm gonna say maybe later on this one as well. The formula should be good because Norvina said that the formula is the same as with the Modern Renaissance palette, which does have a good formula, and the colors are pretty. However, I feel like it lacks variety within the palette. So when I look at it, I immediately saw a lot of, you know, mid-tone like orange and warm browns, and I feel like when those get onto the eye, they're probably all gonna look pretty similar. The color selection itself just looks kind of boring. Their last two palette releases had some really, you know, fun and interesting color combinations. The Prism palette was absolutely beautiful that they released for the holidays, and then the Subculture palette, you know, whether you liked the formula or not, did have a, you know, really interesting color selection in it, and I feel like this Soft Glam palette just looks kind of boring, especially when you compare it to their more recent releases. Next is the Tarte Shape Tape Foundation, which retails for $39 at Ulta and the Tarte website, and I think that yes, I will eventually be picking this up. I like that they've released it in a matte and a hydrating version so that they're kind of including all skin types in it. I would definitely get the matte version because my skin is extremely oily, and it's more reasonably priced than the Shape Tape Concealer. I think the foundation is fairly priced, and I think the concealer is way overpriced. The shade selection does look pretty mediocre. I'm not sure or not if I'll like the doe foot applicator. So I don't have any foundations with that kind of an application method. I think that if you're putting it directly on your face, it's convenient, but I pretty much always mix my foundation. So for mixing purposes, it seems like the doe foot applicator might be a little bit of a pain. And lastly, I have the Becca AntiFatigue Under Eye Primer retailing for $32 at Sephora and the Becca website. And the answer is yes, I will be picking this up at some point. Even though I have extremely oily skin, my under eyes still tend to be a little bit dry, and I don't care what people say, every concealer on the planet creases. It settles into my fine lines that I have under my eyes, and I am very intrigued to try this. The only cons that I see is that it is pretty pricey for what it is, and also it being a snap closure rather than like a screw-on lid makes me think that it might dry out because of the packaging, but I'm not sure if that's a product that would be prone to drying out in the first place. So that is all I had for this video. Let me know if you're planning to pick up any of these things, or if you've already picked them up. Do you like them or do you not like them? I hope you're having a great day. Bye.